Hello and welcome to King Tech Coding Clinic once again, and this is one of the brand new tutorials in our stock inventory management system, and this happens to be the first lesson. So as usual, our objectives is very simple, is for us to make everything very easy for you guys to follow and be able to do exactly what we are to do. My little advice here before I start is the way I'll be naming I'll be declaring my variables, naming my buttons, and everything. I advise each and everyone to follow exactly the same thing, because I wouldn't be taking you through the coding aspect, but rather I'd rather make things easy for you to just copy the codes and paste after the designing process. Because if I say we should go through that, in fact, it will take us a long way for us to be able to complete this simple task. Because in coding a lot of things happen which can lead us to different errors, and as usual with the VBA, that is a Visual Basic for Application, that is one of the programming languages for Excel. In fact, it's new to most of you guys out there, and this is not how we learn a language. For you to learn a language, you have to start from the basics. But here we have learned it, and then we have used it to create a system like this. So if you want to learn the language, we are going to be having a different set of training for that particular language. And in that case, when you are done learning the language, you'll be able to design systems like this by yourselves without any help. You just need some little research and all that to be able to keep you up and running. So that is that. So I advise you to follow exactly the way I'll be naming my sheets, the way I'll be naming what's the name? I'll be declaring the variables and naming my buttons and all that. I advise you to follow exactly the same thing without any stress. Like I said, without any stress, I advise you to do exactly the same thing. Because if you make mistake and you mess up something, you paste the codes, you encounter a lot of errors, and that will lead to frustration, and it will be as if you have followed it yet you couldn't get what you want. So that is that. So I will be making this particular folder available for a start, this particular folder called training. We call it inventory system, with some icons here we shall be using. I'll be adding some few icons here as well that we shall be using in the course of our training, and I'll also be adding the VBA codes that we shall be pasting inside it at once. Or if I'm not able to add the codes at a go, then I will do that afterwards. But for now, you just need this to start with. So when you get this folder on your machine up and running, what you just have to do is to open this particular file. Then when we open it, I've already added the calendar here. I wouldn't want to stress you going through the creation of the calendar, because even when I was creating it, a lot of issues, a lot of errors were popping up. So I tried as much as possible to just make it static, so that everybody can begin with it. We don't have to go through the stress of creating it again. Due to the use of different versions of Office, a lot of errors keep popping up, but I made sure that with this it can work with any of the offices. So basically that is that. So but for the first time you will have this particular folder on your machine, let me just clarify that. For the first time you have this particular folder, let me just create a copy of it. Even as it stands now, it is on my machine, but if I should create a copy of it, it will look like it is on a different machine, and for that matter it will prompt me to enable certain things, because it's a macro enable workbook. For example, let me just create a copy of it, something like this. Now if I should open this one, then open it this way. For the first time, this is what will happen. It's as if it has found itself on a different location or in a different machine. So a security warning, whatever macro has been disabled, so you have to enable it. Don't close it, enable it. Just click on this, and then the macro is enabled. So basically that is that. Let me just delete it because we don't need it. I'm just demonstrating how you see it when you have it on your machine. So this is what we shall be using. So we just have to open it this way, and then we'll be good to go. For a start, we're going to start with it. So let's just go to the developer tab. If you don't have developer here, then you should go to options. See file. Then you come to options. Then you come to advanced or something like is it advanced rather? No, maybe customize ribbons. Then you come and choose a developer here. Then you just click on okay. You can see mine is already selected. Then you click on okay. Then you should have developer appearing here for you. So on this tab selected, then we go to Visual Basic and we have some codes here. It's not any codes or just any other code. It's just the codes for the calendar. So this is basically the calendar we have here. So that is that. I've already created it, and like I said, I don't want to go through stressing you in creating it again. So you have this file, you have the calendar pre-installed in it neatly without any issue. So basically that is that. Now let's just now for the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start creating our main form, right? The main form, that is what we're going to start with. And now before we go into that, let's just look at something on the creation of our sheet. You can see this is the sheet 1. We are going to be using it as our home page. So we're going to create another sheet here, that is sheet 2, but we're going to name it as what? Maybe product master. So let's make sure you name it exactly the same thing. So products, then this underscore here, add master to it. So you just make sure you name it exactly the way mine is named, and that'll be that. So if you like, you can give it any color of your choice by just clicking on it. You go to tab color, then you choose any color of your choice. So you can leave this one for now. So this one becomes the sheet 2. So if you come this way, you see that the product master, it should be sheet 2, and then the previous one you have created for the sheet 1 should maintain its name sheet 1, and that is that. So the next thing we are going to do is to what? Begin creating our main form. That is the inventory management system main form, right? So that is that. Now let's just dive right into that. So to do that, we go to insert, then we come to what? User form. So we have to maybe resize it this way based on the size you want. So we just this way. Basically that is that. I think this size is okay. So from there we go ahead and then maybe give it some properties. So we come this way, come to special effect and choose maybe sunken, something like that. So we're going to label it here to show that we have the name of the form is maybe stock inventory system. But before we do that, we have to name the form, right? So we come here and then we call it let's say FRM inventory, something like that. I want it to match with the previous one, so that when we paste the codes, it doesn't give us any trouble. So name it FRM, then underscore, then you call it inventory, then underscore, and we call it management. Good, something like this, FRM inventory management. So basically that is the name of it. So we're good to go with that. Good. So after that, you can see that the name pops up here like this. So the next thing we're going to do is to create a label. So to do that, we call for this particular image icon and then drag over this to get something like an image label here, something like this. So we go to properties and choose a background color for it. So we come here, make sure it's selected. We come to say use a back color here, and we give it something like maybe dark color or something like this. This color looks okay. Now we come to special effects. Do we have that here? Yes, special effect. We choose something like sunken as well, and then sure, basically that is that for now. So we proceed and then add our label to it. So to get a label, we come this way and choose this to get a label. So we just drag over this, then we call it something like inventory or stock inventory management. So say stock inventory management. So basically that is that. So when you are done with this, we can then go to the fonts and then deal with the font size, style, and all that. So we come this way, click on this. The font style should be Times New Roman. The size should be 16 or something like that. We would want to bold it and click on OK. Maybe we would like to increase the font size a bit. So let's just add that and probably say 24. Still bold, and then okay. So we have this. So we're going to resize it this way and then move it this way. So let's just change the, so we can just drag it and then leave it, can just drag it and then put it inside here like this. But then we would like to take off the what do you call it, the fore color, right? So is it the back color rather? And I would like to show this should be good. Or let's say I would want to take off the back star rather should be transparent like this. So when it happens like this, it matches with the color of the image, so we don't have to look for the fore color and then change it to white so that this pops up. So after changing the back style to transparent, we go to the fore color rather. So can we get that here? Good, fore color is here, so you click on that, then you come to palette and then you choose white, so this pops up like this. So you make sure it's selected, then you go to format, then you come to format, then you come to align, then you come to let's see, align. I want it to be center rather. Okay, let's just select, right click on it, and then you go to align. I don't know why it's not giving me, so okay, let's just drag it and then make sure we make it appear in the middle as this. Good, so this looks okay. Now the next thing we are going to do is we're going to be creating some particular buttons and some labels here for our calendar and then date range, right? So basically let's look at that now. To make things simple, let's just select this, as well as then you, after selecting this image, press and hold the control button and select the label again, then just right click over them, then click on group. So when moving them, it can move at once without. So let's run it and see. So this is how it's going to look like, something like that. So let's go ahead and add our date range label. So to do that, we need a frame, right? You call on this frame, you draw a frame like this, something like this, the top here, something like this. Good. So you can change the caption to let's look for caption, then we change it to what? Date range, right? Something like that. Date range. So you can just make sure it's clicked. Let's go to special effects. Let's choose sunken as well. Now let's move on to the fonts and deal with that as well, to bold it and then make it look a bit better. So we go to font here. So we choose bold, increase the font size to at least 12 times New Roman, then we click on OK. So this looks okay here. So we have this. Now we move on to begin creating our labels and our text boxes that we shall be using for selecting our date range. To start with, we're going to move on with begin with the label. So to get a label, we come this way and choose this one. So we draw a label here, then we'll call it, come here and then name it starts let's say dates, call it start dates. That looks okay here, so you can just resize it a bit, call it start date. And after that, you can then move on to get a text box for it. So to do that, get this right, so you just select that and then get a text box for it here like this, where we can enter our selected dates, right? This way. Good. So we adjust it a bit to look okay, something like this. So I would want it, okay, this looks okay. Then after that, we can just select the two. Then after selecting this, you press and hold Control on the keyboard and select on the date as well. Control C to copy. You come and click this way, Control V to paste it here. So you can just drag it this way to this level, something like this. Then we can name this as what? End date instead of the start date. So we can deselect it this way, then call this end date. So we have the start date here and then the end date here, but then it's like it's not well aligned, so we can just bring it down a bit to make it look equal, something like this, right? So it's like it looks okay. We can still extend this a bit so that we can have other things that we need here. Good. So this looks okay here like this. So select this, and then you drag them this way a bit. Good. So that we can have space for our calendar icon. And then so we're going to add another button here for refresh. So to get a control button, you choose this, right? You have this. So let me just turn on my UPS light out. Sorry. Good. So I'm okay now. So let's proceed. So we're going to have a text box here. So just draw this like this. They're going to be naming them accordingly. So for now, don't have to worry about that. So you can just come to the caption here. Then we name it refresh, something like this. Then we have that. So we can just select this, Control C to copy it, because we need two buttons here. Then Control V, then Control V again, or something like that. So we have the first one here. It is going to be a let's just open it a bit. Something like this. Then Control C again, then Control V to paste it like this. Good. So this one is going to be named as Product Master. So we come to the caption and change it to what? Product Master. Product Master, something like that. We can decrease the font size. It just says. Then this is going to be saved. But let's try decreasing, or maybe increase its size a bit rather, so that we have the text popping up well. It is going to be our save button, something like that. So we come to the caption here and clear this and choose and type save. So we have that up and running. So we have our save button here, and then we have our Product Master button here. This will trigger another form. So basically that is that. Now we need two things to add to this, and then we are done with our first step. So we need the calendar icon here and then here. So to do that, let's just go to the, let's just double click on this calendar icon and then select this thing here, press Ctrl on the keyboard and select this one here. After selecting the two, press Ctrl X. We have just cut them, we don't need them here. I just copy them and paste them here because we'll be using them like this. So after this, you can close this and you come in here, then Ctrl V, then you paste, and you can deselect them. Now you can move this one here for choosing of the start date. When we click on this, this should pop up or should bring this thing for us there, the calendar for us, so that we can choose our date ranges and all that. So now let's select this and then select this. Now we go to special effects and choose something like the bump, something like this. Good. So we have it popping up a bit. So this one as well, select it, Control on the keyboard and select this one as well, special effects. Also you come to bump or something like that, then we are good to go with that. So let's try debugging it and see. So we have something like this. At school we have something like this. So I think we are done with that as well. So let's just proceed to the next step. Now let's try giving our form let's say a background color, right? Let's give it a background color. So to do that, so we just check, come this way, make sure the form is selected here. Then we look for back color rather. So we just back color here and get our back color here. Go to the palette here, you can choose based on this color. I would have loved to choose I don't know, something like this, yeah, like that. So I would want to have the same thing inside here, right? So let's go for the back color as well. Same thing, yeah, like that. Is it different? This is different, right? Choice of color is just one of my problems, so please forgive me for that. Maybe this one. Oh, so please, you can choose any color of your choice, right? I decided to go with this, so let me just debug it once again and see how it looks. Well, it looks okay. It doesn't look bad either. So I think we are done with that. So now we need our labels here for our display, for our purchase details, our sales details, our profit details, our inventory quantity details, and then inventory amount details, all here, right? So let's just go ahead and then execute all that. After that, we're going to be selecting all these things and name them accordingly, so we don't have to rush with that. So let's proceed and do that. So to do that, to start with that, let's come for this image icon here and then just drop something like this here. This looks okay, size is okay. Then we can give it a background color. Let's choose back color like this. Can we swim? This pink looks okay. Then come for special effects. Maybe choose bump, something like that. But this looks okay. Now we need a label for it, right? So we come for this A icon here. Then we get a label here, something like this. Then we're going to name it something like let's see, some number here like 0. Then let's just go to the font size. Let's deal with the font. So we come to this, click on this. We want to bold it. We want the font size to be 12. Then the font style to be Times New Roman. Then we click on this. Now the text align, we want it to be center, right? So choose center, so it's in center. So we would want to take off the back style, so make it transparent like this. So you can just drag it, just minimize it a bit this way. So but let's create a copy of it before we do. So with it selected, press Ctrl C, then Ctrl V. Good. So you have it too. So drag this and then close this. You can just holy shit. You can just select this and then leave it inside here like this. Good. So we have that. Now let's choose the fore color to be white so that you can see the text popping up very well for us to write, or something like this. Then we go for this one as well, and we're going to change the label from 0 to something like purchase. So we use purchase, something like that. So we have that. So let's just drag this as well, then we leave it inside here like this. Now we're going to change, let's drag it a bit to match with this. I'm going to change the fore color as well to also white, so that we have the text popping up very well for us. So choose white as well. So we have this. So now we're going to select everything together, everything like this. We're going to select it like this, right click, and then click on group. So we have just grouped it, so when moving it shouldn't create any problem for us, right? So basically, so now let's create copies of it, and then up to 5, because we have that of purchase, sale, profit, inventory quantity, and then inventory amount. So Ctrl C to copy this, Ctrl V to paste. And here we'll be changing the various colors for them, so you shouldn't worry about that. Then Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. We have the third one. Good. Sorry, my mouse is just trying to be misbehaving here. Then Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste as well. I could have rushed faster than this, but I just want us to follow it bit by bit. Ctrl V. So this is good. So we have this as well. We'll be changing their labels as well, so don't worry. Sorry, the mouse is just messing up. Don't need this. So now let's change their label. So after selecting this, then select this as well. You come to caption here, this, then you clear this and type sale. That becomes the sale. Come this way, select this inside. After selecting it once, then the second one, you choose this, then you come and change this as well. Then we change it to what? Maybe profit. something like that. Then we come to this one, and after selecting it, then you select this again. You come and change the chase to the purchase to, let's say, inventory quantity, right? Inventory quantity, something like that. Good. It's like it's not. You can still stretch it a bit so that we have everything popping up well here for us. Good. And then with this one as well, select it. You select inside as well. You come for this. You clear this. Then you choose inventory. You type inventory EMT, that is inventory amount. So it's clear. I think that is that. So we have also that up and running as well. So let's just select all over this way, and then we right click on them. Then we go to align. Then we choose stops like this. So from there, select. So let's go to as they are selected once again like this. Sorry. Let's select them once again. Now let's go to formats. Let's come to horizontal spacing. Say make equal. So it will adjust the space between all of them and to make it look equal. So let's just drag it over this side. So I have this space and this space looking the same. In this, okay, so we can move them to the top a bit like that. Good. I think we are making a headway. So good. This looks okay. So let's try running it. Okay, let's change the various colors of this. So this one, let's choose the back color, and then you can decide to go for any color of your choice, right? So I go for this. And this one, I go for red. And this one, choose a color that will let the text pop up. Don't forget about that. It's very important. Then we choose this one to deep green as well. So I think we are good to go. All having different colors. So let's try debugging it and see how it looks like. It's like we are making a headway, right? So that's okay. So let's proceed a bit. We can close this now. So we move on to the other side where the available stocks area, right? So let's deal with that as well. So let's try increasing the size of our form here a bit so that we can. Let's try increasing it a bit so that even if there is space below, we can still good. This looks okay now. So now we need another frame here. So we come for this frame icon here. I'm going to draw a frame like this from here, this way, up to maybe somewhere this level like this. Sure, this looks okay. So we're going to change the caption to something like available stocks. So something like this. Available. I don't want to go stress the let me just delete this frame. Let me select this one and then copy this frame. Control C to copy it, paste it here. Control V to paste it here. It's taking the whole of this thing. I don't want that. Okay, let me just undo it. Then it means I will have to draw another frame. I didn't just want us to go through the stress of the font styling and all that. So let's go for the frame ourselves and draw it once again. So let's do that here. So let's name it. Let's come for caption and then name it. Available stocks. This will show the stocks that are available. So make sure it's selected. Let's go to fonts. Then we come to Times New Roman. Then we want to bold it. Then we want to choose the size to 14 and something like that. Good. So in here we need a text box tool. So to do that, let's just select this one. Then Control C to copy it. Then come here and Control V to paste it. So we have this here. Like this. And bring it down a bit. Then you select this one as well. Control C to copy it. You come here, Control V to paste it. So you can just change the caption to maybe something like search. So this line should be center, right? This one should be center. So you can just drag it and leave it at the top here, just for searching purposes, right? Let's do away with the back style. Let's make it transparent. Sorry, so that it matches with this color. Good. This looks okay. So we need two buttons here. That is the refresh button, as well as let's increase this a bit, as well as the export button here. So to do that, just click on this, Control C to copy, come inside here, Control V to paste it. So we are maintaining this name as refresh. We won't change it. So just drag this and then you leave it here. Maybe we'll only change the font styles and then sizes a bit. So I would want to reduce the font size, right? So this can be so. We want to change it to, let's say, maybe 10. This looks okay. So we have Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and we change the caption to export. So this will trigger the function to export whatever we have inside this available stocks here to what external Excel file. So as you saw in the demo video, I think we are good to go here as well. So we need another list box inside here, right? So we go for that. To get a list box, I think we have this. So you can just drag it this way inside like this. So you can choose, let's go to special effect. It's already choose as sunken, so that is that we are maintaining that. So let's use the frame as well and go for the special effect. We choose sunken as well, so we have that as well. So I think now let's change the color of this. So the back color shouldn't be white. We want it to be a different color, right? Maybe this. Okay, no. We want to change it. Be something like this. Then this color looks okay, so you can still increase this a bit. I think this looks okay. This will display the available stocks stats for us here. Let's increase this one to a bit. Good. Sorry, just clear this and then clear this as well. So let's debug it and see. I think that we are making a headway. So we now proceed to the next step where we're going to be creating our sale pages transaction section here this way. So we're going to do that right away. So now let's proceed and do that. We need a frame, right? We need a main frame for all this. So we go for our frame icon here. I'm going to draw a frame from here to the down like this way. Good. I think making a headway. So let's go to the fonts. We would want to bold it. Times New Roman font size should be 12, and then click on this. So we are done. Special effects. It's just sunken as well. Good. So we need, sorry. Oh, okay. We've gotten another frame. I needed another frame. I have just gotten it. Let me just clear this. I don't need this, please. The mouse that is messing up with me. So let me just undo these actions here. So holy shit. Okay, let me delete this one. We are maintaining only this one because we need another frame here though. So need the sub frame here. So you just draw another frame like that. You change the caption here to add and update. Add and update. So we come for the caption. I don't know. Looking for these things. Yes. Add. So you say add and then slash update and all that. So I think you can just move it this way. Then have it towards the end here, like this. I think this looks okay. And then the frame here, we should change its caption, not frame 3. It should be, make sure it's selected. This one, maybe the outside frame, you make sure you click inside it, and then the outside frame will be selected. Change the caption to what? Sale purchase transaction, something like this. Sale, sorry, purchase. Sale purchase transaction, that looks okay as well. So in here we need some few buttons here and then some few text boxes. So we need a label and then a combo box. So for a label, we didn't want to create another label, just Ctrl+C to copy this. You come inside here, Ctrl+V to paste it here. So we're going to change this label name from we're going to change its name, and if possible change its name and then maybe the font stuff. So select this, come to the fonts, making copies of it, so we'll read it wrong. 10, bold it, and then click on OK. Then the back style, we want to make it transparent, so you choose this to make it transparent so that it matches with this. Good. I'm going to change the caption to what? Products. Instead of start dates, change it to what? Product. This is okay. So make copy of it, Ctrl+C to copy, Ctrl+V to paste. Then we have another label here, which we are going to call transaction type. Yes, transaction type, like that. So let's come here. So transaction type. Good. So we can just increase it a bit to have that as well. Good. We have that as well. So we need 2 combo boxes. So to get a combo box, we come for this. Click on this. Then we have the first one here like this. Have it this way. Then we can create a copy of it. Ctrl+C to copy, Ctrl+V to paste. Then we have another one here like this. Good. So we have 2 combo boxes here. One will be for the products, and the other one will be for the, let's see, what to call it. Let me just select them and move them this way a bit. When selecting the two, to select the two, you select one, press Ctrl on the keyboard. You select the other one. I think that looks okay. I would want this one to be a bit shorter. This will choose the product for us, so it should be a bit longer. It should also be a bit longer. Take your time, please, and do it well. But we have our 2 combo boxes now. Now we need other few things to add here. So we need this label again. So just select it, then Ctrl+C to copy it, and Ctrl+V to paste it here. Then we're going to change the caption to sorry, just single clicking and then it is behaving that way. We're going to change the caption to quantity. So just QTY, that is quantity. I'm going to decrease it a bit this way. like this. So we need another text box, so select this, Control C to copy, and this will Control V to paste. Good. So we can just decrease size a bit. So we need the 2 again. So whilst this one is selected, press Control on the keyboard and select this as well. Undo the action here. Select this, press Control on the keyboard and select it, then Control C to copy both, then Control V to paste them here. Now we're going to change the caption of this one to rate instead of quantity, so make sure it's deselected and select this one alone. So we choose this as what? Rate. So we have quantity and then the rate here. Now we need additional few things here as well. So we get this label again, Control C to copy, come this way, so Control V to paste it there as well. So we drag it up to this. I'm going to change the caption to what? Dates. I choose date as well. We need another text box for that, so select this one, Control C to copy it, come this way, Control V to paste it this way. So now we need our image icon here to trigger the calendar here as well. So select that, Control C to copy it, then you come this way, Control V to paste it, then you can just drag this and leave it here as well. So now we need 2 buttons here for adding and then updating, so we don't have to create another button again. So just select this, Control C to copy, come this way, Control V to paste it here. Have one. Can just change the caption to what? Add here. Then select it again, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Just drag it and leave it here. Change the caption to what? Updates. So I think we are done with this session as well. So I think our form is up and running. We can debug it. So to debug it, you make sure you click somewhere here and then you run it and see how it's going to look like. So our form should be looking like this by now. It means everything is moving smoothly, right? Good. So let's proceed. So you can close it. So we need another short frame here for our other stuff. So let's do that. That is a transaction, show transaction options here. So we go for the frame option here. Let's select the frame. Then we have this. Make sure it's center. Then we change the caption to show transaction like this. Show transaction. Make sure this is selected. So I think that's okay. Now we need option buttons here. So we click on this. Click on this. So you drag one here. Then you can just change its name to what? All. The caption to what? All. Can open it a bit. And make sure it's selected. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Change the caption to pages. Then Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Then we change the caption to what? Sale. What? So I think we are making a headway now. So we have If you want to display all the transaction here, both purchase and sale, we click on this and then that will happen. For only purchase, we click on this and that happens. For only sale, we click on this and that happens. So now we need our last item here, which is another text box. So to do that, you select the list box one, just Control C to copy it. Come this way, Control V to paste it. So you can just resize it and then we use it. This become our list box 2 here. So you can just minimize it this way. So we have it this way. Cool. Good. So I think we are making a headway. So now we need the last item here. Now we need another box, text box here, but we shall be hiding it. So let's just create copy of this. Select it, Control C to copy it here. You come this way, Control V to paste it here. Just bring it this way. We'll be hiding it, so you don't have to worry about that. So leave it the way it is. So now we need just one button, finally, just one single button, and that is the export to Excel button here as well, so that we can, whatever we have here, when we click on that button, it can export it to an external Excel file. We can save it and do whatever we want with it. Make sure you select this one, Control C to copy, come this way, Control V to paste here. So you should see it somewhere here. This is it. We change the caption to what? Export to Excel. So you can just make it a bit bigger this way, a bit smaller like this. Good. We can decrease the font size. I don't want it to be too big. Decrease the font size here. We'll do that. So we come to fonts, come this way. I think 11 will be ideal, or should be 10. Good. This looks okay. It's stunning, right? So I think we are done. Let's debug it and see. So we have our form here, very neat and up and running. I think we'll end this tutorial here. It shouldn't be too long and then stressful. So let's just follow exactly the naming procedure and everything the way I've done it. Let's follow it like that. In our next tutorial, we are going to be labeling it the way it's going to be matched with our codes, so that when we paste our codes and debug it once, everything should begin working without any issue, without any stress. So I'll end this lesson here, and then so the next lesson. So thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.